Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing a video talking about The Walking Dead Season 5 and where in the blue hell is Beth. Okay, so this is probably one of the most common requests I get to make a video on for The Walking Dead Season 5, even already in private messages and, discussions and just comments. Overall, the most, I think, talked about topic right now is where Beth is in The Walking Dead television series. That said, she's been missing since the episode Alone, and at this point, I kind of expected her to already be revealed by the end of Season 4. I was really surprised that they sort of left that out there for us to find out later on. Now, Scott Gimple, the showrunner, kind of addressed this. He was asked about it in a interview, a Q&A for Season 5 after the end of Season 4, and he basically said this. I'll put the link in the description so you guys can read it. He said, "I will say Beth in some state is totally somewhere. I'll say then that that's going to be answered next season, and I'm really excited to tell everybody the answer. It might be a little heartbreaking, it might be a little heartwarming, but it's going to be interesting." So that's what he said. That was his answer. So basically, 4 sentences of nothing. He just said nothing. Absolutely nothing. "I will say Beth in some state is totally somewhere." Okay, great. It could be, heartwarming, could be heartbreaking. It's going to be interesting. Great. Thanks, Scott. Appreciate that. So we have no idea at this point what's going on with her. But what we do know is, at least from what we were shown in The Walking Dead Season 4, we know that she was taken against her will. There's no way she would have left voluntarily and left her stuff there and had said just previously to Daryl, "I won't leave you," as he forced her, kind of told her, "You have to do this." So she did what he asked, but she didn't want to. She didn't want to do that, and there's no way she would leave him alone like that and just take off by her own will and leave her stuff. Obviously, she was kidnapped. Obviously, she was taken by somebody, but we don't know who yet. We didn't see the black car that took her, at Terminus. We haven't seen it yet. I don't think there's anything in what we saw at Terminus to ascertain whether or not she is there. We could hear some other people in one of the train carts or cars, whatever they're called, technically. The same type of thing that Rick and his group right now, or what's left of the old prison group, are in right at this moment. But I didn't hear from that Emily Kinney's voice, so I didn't hear Beth as one of the people inside of that. Even though there was definitely a female in there, it didn't sound like her. I will say, though, that the strategy in which was used to capture her is very similar to that which is used at Terminus. So, in other words, the methodology, the sort of zombie apocalypse operating model, so to speak, of how Gareth runs his ship is the same type of thing at Terminus as what we saw with her and Daryl. Right away in the episode, Daryl's kind of talking about how the place, it doesn't seem right. It's like someone's been dusting, someone's been taking care of it. There's all this food here just ready to go for us. And the place looks it doesn't look like, a zombie apocalypse type house. Then, of course, you have that weird dog that comes up. You have all the walkers that come up next. They get separated and she gets taken. The method at which it happens is the exact same as what Gareth uses, basically. He sets up the idea of a sanctuary. He allows people to come there. He advertises it, gets people to come there, and then when they do, he traps them, and we don't know what they do with them past that, but if it's the same as the comic book series, obviously not too nice. So that said, because those are the same, we also saw there was a cross on the back of the car that took her, so we know that as well, right? So it's some kind of religious person, this type of thing. And then in addition to that, at Terminus, we saw a whole bunch of, there was the one room that they ran into, or they went through when they first got there, I believe, where it had all of the candles, and it had looked some kind of ritualistic writing all over the place. So you have that concentration of sort of worship, or this type of thing that you would commonly associate with religion, or some kind of religion, or maybe a cult, or something of the sort. But the shoe fits, right, between what we saw before Beth was taken, that the type of operating model they use with having everything there clean and ready to go for people, kind of get people interested to stay there, and then flush them out and trap them. Same thing they do at Terminus. Invite them in, sort of give them all these promises, feed them, make it seem real nice, and then trap them. Same type of situation. So I think it's probably safe to say that she's at Terminus based on that. The style's the same, right? You've got the religious, sort of influence on both sides there, I think. That room they saw and the cross on that car. It also looked like a car that would be used, one of those type of vehicles that you would have for, I don't know, funerals, that type of thing. Not a hearse, but one of those types of cars that funeral homes would own, or these kinds of things. And we saw that influence too at that house with the embalming and stuff. With when Beth was playing the piano, if you guys remember, and there was Daryl, and they found those. So you have similar type of things going on here. I think it makes sense to say that she is at Terminus somewhere. Now, is there a possibility she isn't? Oh, absolutely. I could be totally wrong here. I'm just basically doing a little bit of reasoning, putting a little bit of logic into the situation, and what I can deduce is that she's probably there. I mean, probably somebody took her there. It's close by. It's not that far. And there's so many similarities between Gareth and those at Terminus, and what they saw at that house they were staying at. Same type of situation. So, my opinion, she's at Terminus. Is she alive? Is she dead? I personally have thought for a while, I've been saying in my videos, that I think she's dead or dismembered, one of the two. That's rough, I know. but it's possible she's still alive in some capacity there somewhere, because one of the things about it is, if it's a small group and they don't have a lot, then yeah, she'd be dead by now for sure. But as we got to see, Terminus is this huge group, and they actually go to the point where we saw the powdered milk. They have been feeding the people they've captured in order to keep them in line for when they want them, right? So if they are eating them or whatever they're doing, cannibals or whatever the case may be, religious, ritualistic, crazy cannibals, then they're probably feeding them, keeping them ready for when they need them as a whole. And this whole advertising system, as you can see, they've got signs everywhere. They're painting when they got there. They probably have a lot of people captured in those different train cars. We heard the other one that was full. Rick's group is now in another one. They could have lots of them in that area because the group is so big, because Gareth's group is huge. So, yeah. So just to sum it up, my quick answer would be she's got to be at Terminus somewhere, probably in a train car or something. We don't know. Has she been forced to join them? Who knows? They could get some good storylines out of that, but I'm assuming she's at Terminus somewhere, and it's not some other kind of separate group that took her or anything. I believe that she would be there. There's just too many similarities, and most exciting thing for Season 5, in my opinion, is to find out whether or not she's dead. With all this build-up, you almost want to say she's alive, because there's been so much, kind of build-up over it and everything, and if it was going to be a big death, you'd almost think they would have included it in that season finale, right? That makes sense. If she was dead, maybe they would have shown that in the finale, because that would have been a big, finale moment, right? If they were going to kill her off. So I think that's kind of conclusive that I may have been wrong all this time, assuming she's dead, because if she was, we probably would have already seen her in the finale. I think that would have made sense. They could have used a death in the finale, and we didn't have one on Rick's side. Had Joe's group, but would have added to the finale too and been like a holy cow moment. So I think it's safe to say that she's probably alive in some capacity at Terminus. Those are the odds. That's my logic. That's what I think. Let me know what you guys think. Write it in the description below. Send me any info you have on the topic. Maybe I can touch back on it in a few months if there's some more information. But at this time, I think it's safe to say, going into Season 5, she's alive and she's somewhere at Terminus. in some capacity. Anyway, I'll call it here. That's it for this video, guys. I'll see you for the next one. This is Trev, and as always, stay in peace.